Welcome back, everybody. It is episode 3 of the Tactics Board, and Karl and I are here to talk about how we did last week and to talk through the team of the week as well, give you our ones to watch, and also we're going to tell you about an amazing prize that we are going to be giving away as well next week. But to start, Karl, how was game week 2 for your team? What are your team called again?
A, B, C, D, E, F, C.
How did A, B, C, D, E, F, C get on?
It didn't get on very well at all, I'm going to be honest. It was not my best week. I got 49 points after last week waxing lyrical about Kasper Schmeichel. He got me 1 point. Bruno Fernandes, your favourite, got me 2 points. Look at that celebration. Jamie Vardy got me 4 points. So I absolutely had a nightmare. How did you get on?
I did much better than the first week. Now, I also had a stinker with Schmeichel. Now, do you remember what I did with my goalkeepers? Now, I had Martinez last week because I think I do think Villa are going to be really strong this season. I still do. And then obviously Villa got beaten in the first week, and then literally the day that they got beaten, I was like, "This is ridiculous! I'm fuming." And I switched over. I had enough of Martinez after one game. Switched to Schmeichel, and obviously. Look, I did have him as my captain, so at least I got 2 points. Yeah. But that just shows you it's a lesson for me immediately, and don't let your emotions take over the game.
I think that's the same with me. I was too fickle. Like last week, I know we spoke about Salah and that type of thing, and I was thinking, you know what, I've got to get Salah in. So because I had to fit Salah in, I had to make so many other subs. And I don't think I should have. I should just waited, stop being so fickle. Well, that's
it's game week 2. But I had a decent week. I had 71 points, but my decent week mainly came from Ruben Diaz because I had him as captain. He got a clean sheet and he got an assist, so he got me 26 points there. And then everybody else was just kind of picking me up 5, 4, 8, 10. So it was much better performance than my abominable first week.
I think that's where we're going to be. One of us will be ahead one week and we'll just be like this throughout because we don't know what we're doing. I'm going to be honest. We're just fluking it.
We're learning as we go. Now, one thing that we have learned that we are going to do is what I'm going to do. I don't know about you yet, Karl. So after game week 3, you get a chance to overhaul your team. So you can make as many transfers as you want, as long as you stay within budget and it doesn't come out of your yearly total. So after game week 3, so after this week, I am planning a total overhaul of my team. Do you think you will?
I had one last week and I should have just done. I just went early. For some reason, I was like, I'm happy with my team. I left our call and I was like, you know what? I'm doing pretty good. Then I was just like, I need Salah. Salah just got in my head. I was like, oh my word. And I've just thrown the baby about the bathwater and it's not gone well. So no, I'm not going to. I'm going to stick with it just for a little bit. Let everything settle.
I didn't do Salah, even though I was thinking, right, I stuck with Mane and obviously he scored. So patience was a virtue there. But yes, we're going into game week 3 now. Now, if you aren't already a part of our league, what are you doing? Sign up for our league. You'll definitely be higher than Karl and I. We're having a stinker to start with. The pin for our league was on screen now. It is 9976717. So get on that, onto our Sky Sports Fantasy Football League. We're doing loads of prizes throughout the year. But Karl, we're going to give away a prize next week, aren't we?
Oh, very nice. We're giving away a shirt for the highest point scorer. It could be you. It could be us. In your next week, we could be wearing shirts. You never know.
Mate, I am never being the highest point scorer at any point during this. I am aware of my capabilities.
I'm wearing a football shirt next week, regardless.
You want to win it. But this is so you can join our... So this is just the highest point scorer for week 3. So if you're not in our league yet, you've got as much chance as anybody. So the highest point scorer in week 3 will win a football shirt of their choice. So join up. 9976717. Lovely. Get involved. Right, Karl, shall we have a look at the team of the week and how many of them we don't have in our teams?
Let's do it, shall we? So, team of the week, let's start with the team of the week goalkeeper, Hugo Lloris. Wolves had 6 shots on target, so he got you some extra points keeping them out. Adama Traore for Wolves. Oh, my word. He had so many chances and just kept missing. And I don't know if that's through Hugo Lloris's expertise or just the fact that Adama Traore cannot finish whatsoever. But either way, Hugo Lloris kept you a clean sheet. So if you had him in goal, well done to you. I didn't. I had Schmeichel, and look what happened. So, oh my word.
Same.
Absolute nightmare. Shall we move on to the next one?
Yes, so Hugo Lloris, their top scoring goalkeeper of the week, 23 points he's on so far, 12 points he picked up in game week 2, and still only selected by 2.6% of people, which is nuts because like Spurs, they are probably going to be fairly solid. Yes, so moving on. There's a lot of defenders in the team of the week. Did you notice?
I did actually. It was absolutely crammed full in it. And this is one defender and one player that is actually in my team. This is the only one that I left.
Okay.
Trent AlexanderArnold. He got an assist. He got a clean sheet. He was awarded man of the match. Can't get much better than that, can he, really? And he's one of those marauding wing-backs that we always talk about. That's not only going to pick up points from defensive duties, but he's going to get you points by goals, by assists. And that's why he's so expensive. He's £10.5 million. And that's why he's so popular as well. He's selected by 23% of players. So if you had him in your team, like I did, the only one, well done to you.
Yeah, and if you did, you picked up 13 points this week from him. He's on 20 points in total. I wonder if we're going to see many changes this week, though, because obviously Liverpool have got Chelsea at the weekend. Then they've got Leeds the following week, Palace, Brentford, and then City. So they have got a couple of difficult games coming up. So I wonder if we might see some transfers of him out in the coming weeks.
I'm looking forward to that game, that Chelsea-Liverpool game this week. And I don't know which way it's going to go because they both just playing really
draw,
well.
That's what I want, a draw.
Yeah, a 0-0 draw.
A goalless draw.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the ideal for both of us, right?
No, that'd be great.
Moving on then is a defender from City, and not the one I was expecting, not the one I think anybody was expecting. So Aymeric Laporte is in the team of the week. He started the game at the weekend, which was definitely a surprise to me. I think to a lot of City fans. I was expecting John Stones to come back in, but he didn't. Aymeric Laporte, world-class defender, very happy to see him. And he got a goal. So a defender that gets a goal and a clean sheet is always going to be, incredible. So 17 points for Aymeric Laporte for his clean sheet, for his goal, for his start. He's only selected by 1.7% of the players, and I think that is because a lot of people think, well, he's not going to regularly start. So shout out to those people that predicted that.
It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because you just listed off centre-back options there for City, and you never know who's going to play. But he also, both centre-backs, I think, both City centre-backs got a shed load of points for all the passes completed as well. And that's a benefit to having a City defender in your team rather than, say, I don't know, Virgil van Dijk or whatever, because City pass so many times throughout the game. You get extra points for passes completed. So they'll get you shed loads of points for that. But Natalie, did you see the rumours about Laporte potentially leaving? That's why I was shocked that he started. So what do you think's going on there?
Yeah, Pep actually said in his press conference there's 3 or 4 players that want to leave. One of those is Gabriel Jesus. He said that. And one of them is definitely rumoured to be Aymeric Laporte. But to be fair, he's a world-class defender. Yeah. Obviously, he used to be French and now he's Spanish. And he's going to be wanting to get a place in that the World Cup team next year. So I can understand why he wants to be a first name on the team sheet defender. But at the same time, I want him to stay because I want us to have 3 world-class centre-backs because we're going to play, we played 61 games last year. You can't ask 2 defenders to play 61 games. So I hope he stays. I hope he gets, happy.
It's a tricky one, isn't it? Because it's tricky for us in fantasy football, but imagine actually being in real life playing there. And we're saying, we don't know which centre-back's going to play each week. They'll be the same, won't they?
Definitely. It's going to be interesting to see. But shout out again to those 1.7% of people that predicted that and got themselves 17 points off Aymeric Laporte. Right, moving on. The next of many defenders, Karl.
Yeah, the next one is Shane Duffy for Brighton. And he had a tough year last year. He was on loan at Celtic. 10 minutes into the game, bang, header, top corner. And Brighton now have had a great start to the Premier League. 2 wins in 2. You can't ask for any more than that, can you? Brighton are absolutely storming it this season. But look at his value, £6.6 million, but he's only selected by 0.68%. Hardly anyone selected it. So if you've got the Midas touch. I swear to God, well done to you.
Brighton for a defender. So I had Veltman in my team in week 1. Then he got he had to isolate because of COVID, and then I saw that he wasn't back, so I transferred him out this week, but didn't replace him with another Brighton player. But I think Brighton is a shout, in defence. They don't score a lot of goals, but they're generally pretty solid. So up and coming fixtures, they've got Everton, then Brentford. So I think he's a really cheap defender there. That's probably going to crack up a few more points, but 20 points in total, 16 points from last week. Brilliant.
Yeah, very favourable. And another defender who's racked up loads of points, another defender on our ever-growing list of defenders this week, Reece James for Chelsea. And what a great finish for his goal. I don't know if you saw it, Natalie, but Reece James, during that game, he just penetrated Arsenal's left side throughout the game. He exposed them for his goal, for Romelu Lukaku's goal. And with Chelsea, it's so difficult because if it's not Reece James at one side, it's the other wing back with Alonso. So not many teams in the Premier League this season have that. I know Liverpool had it probably a few seasons ago with Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold, but the fact that they've got them both bombing on, going down, it makes it so difficult to play against Chelsea. Yeah,
it really does. And he got 17 points because he got that goal and he got an assist. Yeah. 17 points for game week 2, 18 points in total now. But again, it's similar to Trent. They've obviously got Liverpool at the weekend, so I wonder if we'll see many people transferring out Liverpool and Chelsea defenders this weekend. Let's see. And then my man that I mentioned before, yes, Ruben Diaz. So in terms of City defenders, for me, yes, Ruben Diaz is the one that I think will start most regularly. Mm-hmm. He did last season. He was phenomenal. So as long as he stays fit, Ruben Diaz is the City defender that I would have. Well, I do have in my team. He is the City defender I have in my team. So he got that assist. Obviously the clean sheet, as we mentioned. So he got 13 points there for game week 2. I had him as my captain, so I got extra points. Oh. Thank you very much, Ruben Diaz. 19% of people agree with me, but he is expensive. But I think it's worth it.
Yeah, he's expensive for a reason, isn't he? Because he plays week in, week out at that City defence. And it's whoever you put him with, he makes it work. One week it's Stones, next week it's Laporte, week after it's Ake, and he kind of makes them look better. So as long as you've got Diaz in and you've got enough money for him, he's going to get you points, isn't he? I was surprised that he got a new assist, though. He's not really known for the assists and that type of thing, is he? But fair play.
I feel like anyone could have got an assist at the weekend, to be fair. Like, we battered, Norwich was so poor, we battered them so much that literally, like, anyone on the pitch, like, I was waiting for Ederson to get an assist again, so.
Yeah, I feel for Norwich, because they had an opening game against Liverpool, then they had yourselves, and it's just like, oh my word, welcome to the Premier League.
They've got them out of the way. They've got, Norwich's season is not going to be won or lost on the games they play against, City and Liverpool.
Let's move on, shall we, now to midfield. Bissouma, Brighton's Bissouma. Oh my word, Natalie, what a game he had. Man of the match, an assist. He got your extra points for tackles. And he just showed so much energy in midfield. He can do it all. He can pass, he can tackle, his distribution's great.
You were moving as you were saying that.
I was just mimicking it. Passes. But he chased down the ball for Mopé's goal. And I just think that Brighton are going to be so nervous now leading up to the transfer window. I'm going to think there's going to be some top sides looking at Bissouma. So September the 1st of Brighton cannot come quick enough. They're going to want to keep hold of him. Because he's a very good, creative, kind of defensive midfielder, if you will. But he can go forward, he can do everything. I know Man United are looking for midfielders now after their performance last week. So I think there's going to be lots of good sides sniffing around Bissouma.
Yeah, for sure. It's 7.5, only selected by 0.8% of players. Wow.
That's what I mean. It's these unknown quantities that are difficult, that pop up every now and again, and then people have a gold rush, like I did last week, of pushing everyone in your team, and then they might have a bit of a lull next week. But Bissouma seems like one of them. He's going to be there whole season for me.
Yeah, absolutely right. Next midfielder there is...
Demarai Gray.
There we go, scrolling down. Thank you.
No, Demarai Gray. Oh my word, Natalie. £1.5 million from Bayern Leverkusen. £1.5 million. What can you buy for £1.5 million these days?
You can't even buy a house in London for that.
Well, I know. That's why we live up north. But to be honest, that could be one of the buys of the season. Him and Dominic Calvert-Lewin played really well in that game, and I think they're going to get you points if you've got them in your team. Them working together, they're going to get you points going throughout the season. Demarai Gray scored a great goal, but the knee slide, the celebration, I don't know if you saw it, Natalie. Oh my God.
I've not seen this. I saw the goal, but not the celebration. Tell me about it.
It was like, he just went for a knee slide. His knees stood in the ground, and he just flipped and rolled. And it was just so like, oh mate, you just scored that great goal and you've gone and done that. He styled it out. To be fair to him, he kind of styled it out, and it looked a bit like breakdancing. So I'll give you that. But not only does Demarai Gray need to work on a new celebration, he needs to work on how consistent he is with his game. because obviously he played at Leicester before he went to Bayern Leverkusen. I don't think he was happy at Leicester because he wasn't getting enough game time. And now he's back at Everton. He's one of them players that we say week in, week out. He needs to do it more consistently.
I still feel like Everton are quite unpredictable. I haven't made my mind up about them this season yet.
Yeah.
But obviously, Calvert-Lewin, you mentioned Calvert-Lewin then. He was possibly one of my one to watch for the last few weeks, but I'm just still not certain on Everton.
I think they're an unknown quantity, aren't they? Because Rafa Benitez is there, and Everton fans are really mixed, to say the least, about having him there. But he's getting you points so far. So I don't know. It's a strange one, isn't it? It is a strange one. I know what you mean. But let's move on now, shall we, to another midfielder, Ben Rama.
Ben Rama.
Oh, my word. Ben Rama. 2 games, 2 goals, 2 assists. What more do you need to say? And did you watch that?
I love it. Every time I play, you just go, oh, it was amazing, the goal.
Just because this is pain. This is me supporting my head because of pain. Because I just not got them in my team. And it's paining me. And like the atmosphere at West Ham Stadium yesterday, it was bubbling. Even before the game kicked off, I was like, this is going to be tough for Leicester. And obviously last week, I know people remind me, my one to watch was Jamie Vardy. And we had Kasper Schmeichel. And I was thinking, oh, I'm going to regret saying that, because I could just feel it. You could just see it and watch it. And the stadium reminded me the similar type of atmosphere that they used to have at Upton Park.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And it was just like, it was bubbling, excuse the pun.
I like West Ham, I find them really likeable. Obviously, let's go to the Man United connection. The way you lot treated David Moyes was disgusting. And I think that David Moyes is not only a decent man, but he's a good manager. And I think he's gone to West Ham and he's shown, if you lot had just been patient and just trusted Sir Alex, then maybe you would have got some of this fruitful.
I think he suits some clubs. I think some managers and some players work at some clubs, and he didn't work, but he's working really well at West Ham. I hope he does really well, of course I do. And I like West Ham because their fans are mad passionate, so passionate, and I just rate that. And I just respect those teams like West Ham, like Leeds, like Liverpool, like United, that have those fans that can just turn a game before it kicks off. Go on, you can say your team.
Come on.
But I'm just saying, I think before a game kicks off, when you can feel the atmosphere, I think it's going to be so hard for the opponent, isn't it? Do you find that at City as well, Natalie?
Yes.
I didn't want to say it like you. Yes.
Mate, when the atmosphere is good at the Etihad, the atmosphere is absolutely incredible, like spine tingling, like, when you feel like a little kid in the ground again.
Yeah.
When it is, but when it isn't, it isn't, and I think that's the same for everybody. I've seen plenty of Man United games where it looks silent. Don't get me started on Liverpool. We'll never walk alone before they come out, and then you get silence for 90 minutes.
You are going to get some tweets this week.
I get them anyway, mate. We've gone right off on a tangent, by the way.
We're just slagging each other off now. Let's move on, shall we, to up front, shall we? Mikel Antonio.
Oh, I love him.
One of the players.
Why have I not got him in my team?
He's just a nice guy, isn't he? Even his interviews and stuff afterwards.
Now, his celebration.
Perfect. Revised, worked on, planned.
Not embarrassing. You're still cool.
I mean, it was embarrassing, but for a different reason. But I still quite liked it.
I liked it.
He got 2 goals, 1 assist, man of the match, and now he is West Ham's all-time top goal scorer in the Premier League with 50 goals. And don't forget, Natalie, he used to be a right-back. He used to play right-back for West Ham, and now he's West Ham's all-time top goal scorer in the Prem.
And he's on 36 points in 2 game weeks.
Mad.
That is crazy. 2 games, 3 goals, 3 assists, 2 man of the match performances. Like, what are we doing? When I overhaul my team, I need to get him in.
How much is it? 8.8 million. 8.8. It's just strange, isn't it?
Steal. It is a steal.
It is a steal. And we're absolutely mugs for not putting him in.
We're mugs, but 12% of people were clever and weren't mugs like us.
Fair play to them. Fair play. But up front as well in the team of the week is Gabriel Jesus. So talk about him. This is a strange one. Tell me about him.
Gabriel Jesus on Saturday was absolutely phenomenal. Unplayable, like a man reborn. Like, he was just brilliant. In that kind of wing, that right wing position that he was playing, he he just was. It's so many crosses went in, which obviously he got 2 assists. He was man of the match by a country mile. Everybody, one of those where everybody just knows he's the man on the pitch. He was phenomenal, and he's been linked with a move away from City as well. So for only 1.8% of people that put him in the team, that'll be why again, because you just didn't know if he was going to start. But he did, and he was phenomenal. And I really hope he stays. I hope he stays with City. I think there's definitely a place for him in the team. So he started. He got 2 assists. He got 13 points this week because he was man of the match as well. And he got 2 extra bonus points for passing. He had 60 plus completed passes.
And I think Pep Guardiola, didn't he? He highlighted how important he is to Man City after the game, but it can't have been easy for him. And I think people are going to know why. What I'm going to say now is because City have been linked all summer with Harry Kane, and everyone's been saying, oh, City don't have a striker. City don't have a finisher. And Gabriel Jesus is like, that's me. Like, give me the chance. I want to do it. But it's just difficult because he's kind of sat there. They've been linked with Harry Kane all season, and he's going to have to get one thing sorted, whether he's either staying and he plays or he leaves and plays elsewhere. Do you know what I mean? I feel bad for him.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but I cannot wait for the transfer window to be over now. I'm sick of the rumours and the uncertainty. I just want to know who's in the real squad and then who's in my fantasy squad.
It's messing us up, fantasy football. I wish they'd be more considerate about it. But no, I know what you mean, but I do like it. I do like the transfer season, but then it does get a bit silly, doesn't it, towards the end. It's not like what it used to be where the last few days would see loads of different transfers. I think people these days get the work done early, don't they?
Well, I don't know. I'm still hoping. What have we got? 6-7 days left. I'm still hoping that we might have a flurry of transfers in the last.
You only want one transfer. Give over, Natalie. We all know which transfer you want. You only want one.
What are you talking about? Right, let's move on. By the way, we're going to move on now to our ones to watch. My one to watch last week was Riyad Mahrez. So you can imagine my face when he was on the bench on Saturday. Yeah. I was like, brilliant, Natalie, brilliant. So when he actually came on and scored, I felt like redemption. A woman with redemption. I think everybody around me was like, why is she cheering so much? And I was like, yes.
His finish as well, it kind of went and hit the post, didn't it? So it was trickling. I was like, is this going to go out here? I was like, oh no, just bottom corner. I was thinking of you actually. I thought, I bet she's absolutely buzzing. I bet you are.
I was buzzing when he came on. Like, I think people were like, why is she cheering that he's coming on? And then when he scored, I was buzzing. So who's your one to watch this week?
So my one to watch, I feel as if I'm cheating because my one to watch is Romelu Lukaku. And I don't know if you saw him at the weekend, but him versus Pablo Maher, oh my word. It was like a man playing against a 12-year-old child. Lukaku was all over him. He was all over the Arsenal defence in general, to be honest. And for me, Chelsea looked like a team that will challenge for absolutely everything. We said it, didn't we, a few weeks back, that if Chelsea get Romelu Lukaku, if Harry Kane gets City, if City gets Harry Kane, should I say, they're going to be the ones for the title. Chelsea have gone and got Romelu Lukaku. And this weekend, he's up against Virgil van Dijk. And I know that my one to watch should be the one that will get you loads of points. I'm kind of telling you my one to watch just so you watch his matchup against Virgil van Dijk. I'm so excited for it.
What time is that kickoff? I feel like I need to plan my weekend around.
I feel like it's early, you know. I feel like it's early. Let me have a look.
Is it Sunday? Is it the big game Sunday? No. It's 5:30 on Saturday.
Late kickoff, 5:30 Saturday at Anfield.
I'm at a wedding.
Oh, well, stream it. You're going to have to stream it.
To be fair, my friend who's getting married is a Liverpool fan, so I don't actually think she'd mind if I was like this, like on the old phone at the table.
But, congratulations. Yeah.
I'm filming you.
So that's why I'm saying one to watch. Whether he'll get loads of points, I just want to see who's going to come out on top. Will it be Virgil van Dijk? Will it be Romelu Lukaku? I'm not sure, but that is my one to watch. Romelu Lukaku is my one to watch.
It's not cheating at all. No, I think that's a great one. So I've gone for, as my one to watch, a little bit different. I've gone for Emi Buendia, obviously Aston Villa.
Nice. Yeah.
Now, I covered the Championship a few times last season, so obviously watched a bit of Norwich. He was, of course, the Championship player of the season last year, Norwich player of the year as well. Scored 14 league goals, 16 assists in helping Norwich to win promotion back to the Premier League. Last season, he was absolutely phenomenal. So I was really excited when he went to Villa because I do like Villa, and I do think they've got a lot of potential this year. So obviously the whole Villa team had a poor first game when they got beat by Watford, but then they seem to bounce back really, really well at the weekend. From what I've seen of the highlights, I didn't watch the full game, but from what I've seen of the highlights of the Newcastle game, they really looked like they were starting to find their rhythm, find their form. You know, the players that were fitting in, and from the highlights and some of the things that I've read afterwards, Buendia looked like he had a solid game. Now he's not picked up many points yet, but I think third game in the Premier League, fitting more in with his team now, getting to know his teammates. I think he's the one to watch. I think this week they're playing Brentford, Villa, I think he's got a good. You know, obviously Brentford, he'll have played them last year as well. He knows them, so I figure this week is the week for him to put his mark on the Premier League. So that is my one to watch.
Good shout. Buendia was a great signing for Villa as well. To take him from Norwich, and he was kind of getting touted around everywhere, wasn't he, Buendia? But for a Villa to get him, that's a great signing. And Danny Ings, obviously, he scored that great goal at the weekend. And Buendia and Danny Ings, it's just potent, isn't it, up front, that for Aston Villa?
It's going to click at some point. It just is. It is. And hopefully it's this weekend. Right. Thank you so much, mate. Thank you. I'm never going to say good luck at the end of this. Bad luck for your week ahead, unless you've got players that are the same as me.
That's true. I wish you good luck, Natalie, because you're going to need it. I think I'm going to have a good week this week. I'm going to be honest. It was a backhanded compliment, but
who have United got in the real world this week?
In the real world, United have got Wolves.
Ooh, home or away?
Away, Sunday,
Tuffy.
4:30.
Ooh, Tuffy that.
And City.
Arsenal at home.
You know, last week I said, Chelsea will get a clean sheet. City are going to get a clean sheet again.
I think Arsenal had their worst ever start to the Premier League or something.
They're going to get a clean sheet. So if you've got City defenders in your team, if you've not put them in, you'll get the points. I'm
keeping Diaz in for sure. Lovely, thank you very much. And just a reminder all that you can still join our league. So the pin is 9976717 for our Sky Sports Fantasy Football League. You can join us there with Footy Accumulators. That's our league on there. And the highest point scorer of week 3 will win a football shirt of your choice. So that is just the highest scorer of week 3. So it doesn't matter if you're not in our league yet. Get joining now, because the highest scorer is going to get that shirt. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching, and best of luck with your picks for this weekend. Everybody except Karl.
Oh, I thought I was going so nice then.